and we're going to kick off the call tonight. So, oh, good. We've got our other guests. So, good evening, big waves out there. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Ashley's like, what are you doing? So, you don't normally do this. So, Ashley, just so you know, we're crazy. And at the beginning of every Zoom that we're on, we wave at each other. I don't know how it started, but it's my favorite part of the whole Zoom because it's fun and we kind of see everybody and everybody gets kind of, the energy gets raised, and it's just, so anyway, that's the craziness that we do on here. So now you know, So love it, love it, love it. So I am going to share my screen and we are going to do some quick announcements, but we're going to try to run through these really, really quickly tonight. So thank you guys for jumping on here. Always excited to have you on our Sunday success session. I have updated our weekly schedule. So there's a little bit more information on here that I was missing before. So I would highly recommend, if you're curious when our Zooms are throughout the week, take a screenshot of this. It's not completely inclusive, but it's got a good bit of what we've got going on throughout the week. So this week, New Age Live, we have Deb and Ken Schneider that's on Monday night. On Tuesday, we have Chalk Talk. We've been missing you guys. So if you haven't seen Coach's Chalk Talk before, jump on that. It's going to be this Tuesday at noon. It's a phenomenal Zoom that's got all the nitty gritty. On Tuesday night, we've got Stories of Renew. So this is something that's hosted by Dave Vance and Chris Doyle for the gentlemen, and then Dr. Crystal Vance and Kristen White for the ladies, and it's separated. So this, we do the gentlemen on one and the ladies on another, and this is great for your prospects to learn about Renew and more of what the product can do for them. So it's an opportunity Zoom, but it's more, talking about how the product works and, what it's doing for different people. So that's great for your prospects. This Wednesday, we have a shoppable show, and it's going to be on detoxing, and we will be getting all of the squares and all of that from corporate. Hopefully we'll be seeing that in our app ASAP. Thursday, we've got the comp plan and back office training. You can find that on Facebook. Saturday, we have the Zoom with Todd Rowland, Chris Doyle, and other gentlemen leaders. I shouldn't say gentlemen, other leaders. I don't know. I know they have ladies on there as well. And then Sunday, we have this. So hopefully you can tune in with us every single Sunday. We love getting together and doing this. And then Monday through Friday, we have our Coaches Corner. So 9 a.m., 15 minutes, just a little bit of positivity to start your day. So anything that works in your schedule, join us. We'd love to see you. We'd love to have you on there and learn and, get to know everybody. So that's our schedule. And if you ever want to know what's going on, you want to get some announcements, find us on Telegram. So New Age Communication 2022, we would love to have you on there. So that's it for the announcements today. Tried to keep it short tonight. And now I'm going to move over to my first guest. So guys, well, Robin DeMio, her nickname is Hollywood. And the minute you talk to her, you will know why, because she is definitely just one of those people that definitely stands out in a crowd. She's a sweetheart. She is a protector. So if you ever want to have somebody at your back, like maybe you're going to be in a little bit of an altercation, get Robin there, because she's going to be there and she's going to have your back. And she's a phenomenal leader with New Age. So Robin, I'm hoping you can unmute yourself.
Yes, right.
Oh, I see.
So funny.
Spotlight you. There you are.
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just wonderfully. How you doing? You still at your family dinner?
Yes, we are at New Age family dinner here at Tammy's house, and they're all eating. So I thought I'd step out here, and the glorious, it's been raining, but it's just refreshing. So thanks for having me, Andrea.
Well, thank you. We'll try to keep it quick so you can go in and eat. I don't want you to miss a Tammy meal. We all know that that's going to be a good one. Hopefully there's some cake involved with all of that. But so thank you so much for jumping on here and joining us tonight. And I was hoping you could kick us off with your story.
Oh, well, I'm a good storyteller. So you never know what's true and what's not.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, give us the roughly true version, but maybe not too true. I don't know.
Okay. I'll give you the 2-minute version. How's that? I always tell my people, get your story, your 5-minute story in 2 minutes or less, or your 2-minute story in 5 minutes or less. So, back about 7 years ago, let's see, 7.5 right now. I can't even believe it. I was in a predicament. My health was not good. I had lots of financial stress going on. We had lots of burdens. Anybody relate to that? Just put a 1 in the chat if you can relate to having some financial burdens in your life, right? And so we did. My husband had lost his job, and he had a good job. He was in the tech industry. And he lost that. And then what goes with that? Our health insurance. The health insurance went out the window. And then when stress gets to you, guess what else? The health goes with you, the out the window. And so my health started, going downhill. And I went to a naturopathic doctor. This is the very short condensed version, but I was pretty sick for a while. And so I was praying a lot. I'm a woman of prayer, and I really was praying a lot for something. I didn't know exactly what I was praying for, but I just wanted to feel better. Can any of you relate? When you don't feel good, you don't do good, right? And I was not feeling good. I had my three kids at home still out of 5. And then my husband went to New Orleans to work down there. So I was kind of a single mom, and I was just praying. So then one of my children was getting married, and I met a lady buying a cake for the bridal shower, and her name was Tammy. And she gave me a brochure about this liquid super nutrient called Limu. And I was thinking to myself, oh, brother, I've already bought the cake. I don't need anything else. But I kind of just put that on the back burner for a while until a couple months later when I was taking a lot of supplements. And then I remember saying to God, I really need to feel better. And I had 4 people call me and say, you should check this Limu stuff out. Now, some of them were talking to me about the business, but I wasn't interested in the business. And here's something else. I was feeling so badly, I couldn't add one more thing to my plate. I couldn't think about starting a business. I just wanted to feel better. So anyway, I called Tammy back. I went to a family dinner, just like they're having inside right here. And there was a lot of people there, lots of food. Everybody was drinking the happy juice. And I thought, what are these people on? And I actually brought a couple of people with me because I really love to help people. And I also know that network marketing has some of the finest products ever. And it is one of the best ways to earn an income. So I thought maybe this could help my friends that are coming to the party with me. So I brought them with, and a couple of them ordered their products with me. Now, some of you might say, well, how'd you get the money? Well, I had to borrow the money from my 17-year-old daughter. That was a little bit humbling, but bought the products, and a couple of my friends signed up with me and got their products, and I made $500 that night. And I thought, wow, I was a bartender and a server, and it took me a long time to make $500, a lot longer than that one night. And so that's what I did. I brought friends with me, and guess what? I started feeling better right away. Like literally within a few days, I started feeling better, and I got better and better and better. And then I decided that this would be a good business for me, and I thought I'm going to give it 2 years. So I started working, and in about 90 days, I was able to earn enough money to pay for my house payment and my car payment. So for us, that was a really big deal. And then we, went on to have a lot of success and really, really fabulous time with Limu. And then, of course, we merged over with RX and New Age. But it was really a fabulous journey in the beginning for us, and still is. I still am grateful for the day that I said yes.
Well, I am too. I love your story, and I've heard the more expanded version. And I love the condensed version. Like I love all of it. And I'm so grateful that Tammy had that cake for sale, right? Like you just think of
Yes.
all the little happy coincidences, right? That we have in our
Yeah.
life where if we keep our doors open for our shop, we can bless people all the time, right? Like,
Yes.
because I really feel like what we do here is absolutely bless people. So I love that. And I
Yes.
know that recently, I guess it's been since October now, but recently you started taking one of our newest products, enjoying one of our newest products. And I was hoping you could give us a little bit of info about what Renew has done for you.
Oh my gosh, Andrea. Well, we've talked privately about some of the benefits, but I will say this, um, when you have deep, deep issues in your health, which I have had over the years, sometimes stress can get to you and you feel a little not so good, and then you feel good for a long time, and then, all these things. And when I first started taking Renew, I kind of thought I was a little skeptical, because I was already on all of our fabulous products, all of our liquid super nutrients and superfoods and all that. And I thought, how much could this really help if I'm already feeling really pretty good and I'm already taking all these products? And so I just took a chance on it. We had the opportunity of the pre launch back in October. And so I bought like 10 boxes. I thought, I'm not running out of this stuff if it works. So I started drinking it, just one packet a night, 30 minutes before I went to bed. And actually, I don't even time that. I just put it in my glass, stir it up, and then I set it beside my bed. And then when I'm getting ready to close my eyes and get off of my phone, right, you guys, get off the phone so the blue light's not there, then I drink it down. And I'm going to tell you, the sleep was phenomenal, like really deep sound sleep. And actually, pretty quickly, like I fell asleep pretty quickly. But the other thing that I really noticed was that my energy level, and I'm not talking about like Blue Frog energy or Rejuvenex energy, I'm talking about a deep sense of well being. Like I just felt better. I couldn't put my finger on it. At that time, in December, I signed up to do boot camp at 5 a.m. Now, I'm not a morning person, let me tell you. And I would set the alarm for 4:45, and there was homework out, so I didn't have to show anybody my face. And I jump out of bed at 4:45, and at 5 o'clock, I was ready to go. And that was amazing to me because I am a woman of a certain age. I'm 58 years old. At that time, I was 57, and I thought, I feel great. And then I was running. I started running again so I could increase my distance. And I used to be a personal trainer years and years ago. And so I understood the importance of recovery rate. And that just means how quickly your body goes back to its normal heart rate after you've had a strenuous workout. And so I'm telling you, all around the big picture, it was all coming into place. And, there's other benefits as a person over 50, you know what I'm saying? And, I think somebody on our team puts it as a wildfire in the bedroom and all that stuff. but mostly for me, it's that general sense of well-being that I hadn't felt for years and years, like probably since I was like 30 or 35. And so for me, that was really the biggest benefit of all. And also I had more brain clarity. Now I've had a traumatic brain injury, probably a couple of them. So that was really important for me. And HGH is your youth hormone. It starts to decline starting around age 30. And by the time you're closer to 60 than you are to 50, you really need extra HGH. And so it doesn't give you HGH, it actually helps your body to create it. And I love that because I'm not adding something to my body that's chemically based, or that's what do you call it, chemical, and just not natural. So I really love that whole thing there, because I'm taking good nutrients for my body, for my cells, for my brain, and it's creating such an impact on my life. So that's, and really, sharing it with my friends. Like, I have a lot of friends that are my age, and so, just seeing them increase their vitality, and that's an awesome thing. But it's also helping me earn a little bit of extra money too, because they're
Well,
saying, what are you doing?
that was what I was going to ask. So
Uh-huh.
Renew's obviously done a ton for your health. And I think when we feel so good, we want everybody around us to feel so good. And then it
Yeah.
shows, right? It absolutely shows. So what has Renew, it's done all this for your health. What has it done for your business?
Well, I really love it because, um, you know, sometimes you can get a little stale in your business. Like, there's not a lot of excitement if there's not new products coming out. And one thing I really love is that I've had this new sense of excitement about my business, because we're able to do samplings of it. And I love that I don't have one with me, but it's a little sachet of powder that you just put into your water. So how easy is that to travel with, right? And then I can also sample it out to people. So I'm doing 5 and 10 day samples to people, which means I get paid really quickly. Like, I get paid tonight. I get paid tomorrow morning when I sell a sample pack. So 5 samples I do for 25. And then if it's not local and I have to ship it, I just charge them $5 because that's easy. It goes right in the mailbox. And I get Venmo or PayPal or Cash App. And it's really, who doesn't want instant money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just buy a few extra on my own order, and then I'm able to make a little extra cash on the side. So I can do it through Instagram or Facebook, or I carry them with me. I actually carry the sample packs with me in my car, because when I'm talking about it, somebody might say to me, well, what are you doing? And then I can say, oh, well, but matter of fact, I just have a sample pack in my car. And one lady, I gave, she got a sample pack, and she took it home. She hadn't slept in 5 years, like a sound night of sleep. And she took it home the first night. She slept like a baby, like better than a baby, because she didn't wake up. She slept like a brick. And so seeing those kind of results has been really amazing for my business as well.
Oh, well, I love it. And I love the fast cash. Like, it, to me, it's okay. Let me just say, I definitely appreciate the money, right? Like, I am a huge fan of an income. Okay. So everybody knows that. It's my love language. That's what got me in this industry. Like, love it. But it's the win. Like, I don't care if
Yeah.
you win $1 million or you win $100. Like, it's all a win. And so when you have somebody that's like, oh, I want to try that, and you're like, hey, I've got this trial pack, it's $25, just shoot me a Venmo, and they do, you're like
Mm-hmm.
dancing around your kitchen. Yes, it's $25, but you're still dancing in your kitchen. And like, where
Totally.
what that can grow into is incredible. And I know that you do this. This is something that we have talked about before. But what I love about Renew is that we're able to, like, we don't have to do a bait and switch, right? So when we're talking about it, it's like,
Right.
oh my gosh, I'm sleeping better. Oh my gosh, winky face, you, whatever you said. Like, I'm not as clever quite as you were, but like, whatever you say, like, oh my gosh. And I absolutely love this. I feel so good. And think about everybody we know that would want this.
Uh-huh.
Like, the
Yeah.
income potential is incredible. So when we add that little, like, 2% more, it makes them want the product. But then in our world today, they're like, well, wait, I want the wins. I want the money in my pocket. I want the little bit more, right? So
Yeah.
I just love that. I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Can I just
phenomenal.
share one more thing? Okay, so
Absolutely.
this is just a little risque. And I'm
Oh,
looking at a couple of my
maybe. Remember,
I
Robin,
know
I'm a prude.
I know you're gonna blush a little bit, Andrea, so just get ready. But you know, when we went to Costa Rica, I'm telling you, there was a few people in the pool, you know, the top leaders in the pool. We are all having a good time, laughing and everything. And there was one little hottie that I was just like, dang, she is so stinking cute. And all this all this energy and I just was like, what is she must be drinking that renew. And there was Ashley Rowland. I was like, she's so smoking cute. I'm telling you what. So I love seeing, and Crystal too. I've known Crystal for 20 years, and the journey I've watched her go on and through over these last many years has been such a joy and a pleasure. So not only do we get those benefits, but when we get to see our friends and the people we care about feeling better and looking better and, having a little kick in their step, you know, a little twinkle in their eye, like Ashley did. I just love that. So, anyway, that's all. I'm not going to embarrass you.
Okay, good. I appreciate that. You never know, like I'm pretty easy to embarrass. I can't help it. Like you all have
I
seen it.
know.
Even easier to cry. So like it could go either way. There's no idea. Like we have no idea.
I
I don't
know.
know what's going to happen until after anyways. But
I
Robin,
know. And
I
you
adore
guys,
you.
you never know. I know poor Brent Palmer. He just never knows when he's gonna, when I'm gonna embarrass the snot out of him. He's gonna be red as flag.
Well, that's
Anyway,
half the
thanks
fun.
for
That's
letting
half
me
the fun.
share, honey. Thank
Well,
you for letting me share. I hope you all have a wonderful Sunday night. And we're in for big surprises. Make sure you get to Florida. That's going to be one of the best events you've ever been
oh,
to.
thank you so much, Robin. Cannot wait to see you in Orlando in just a few weeks, maybe less than a month now. I'm
Yes,
not quite sure.
I
A
know.
little over a month. So perfect. Well,
Yep.
thank you. Go eat some dinner. If there's
All
cake
right.
there, get extra whipped cream for me. And we'll see you soon.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody. See you in Orlando.
All right, cannot wait.
Okay.
So guys, I'm going to share my screen here just real quick because I just want to introduce this next phenomenal woman. So she actually just got bragged on for the pep in her step over in Costa Rica while she was out there, swimming and playing and enjoying a beautiful time. I actually had the pleasure of spending a little bit of time with Ashley not too long ago down in Biloxi. I think I'm saying that right. And just adore her. So if you want somebody that has created a lot in her life and even with that is so grounded, like some people you can see and they've done big things and they know they've done big things, so they walk around with, like I say this with love, but they walk around with that kind of attitude, like you are so lucky to be talking to them. And Ashley, she is so humble and so grounded, and just you feel like she's just going to be your best friend forever. And she's just a joy to spend time with. So Ashley, thank you so much for jumping on here tonight. Greatly appreciate you.
You're so sweet.
Oh, well, you are a sweetheart. And I am so grateful. So in Biloxi, I for the first time got to see you in front of the room. And if anybody was on that Super Saturday and got to see the Facebook Live, like it was such a gift. It truly was. I know you were like, oh, you put me on the spot, and it was quick and whatever, but I thought it was fantastic. And I was so grateful to be able to hear from you. And so I said, oh my gosh, I'm going to invite her. I don't know if she can do a Sunday night, but thank you so much for being on here. And I can't wait to learn from you tonight. And I know you're bringing just so much value to all of us. So thank you.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here, actually.
Well, I appreciate it. Honored to have you. And, a lot of us know Todd, right? So if you guys don't know, Todd Rowland is blessed enough to be married to this lovely lady. So a lot of us know Todd Rowland and we love Todd Rowland, but we don't know necessarily Ashley. So I was hoping you could share your story of your experience with the industry.
I would love to. I'm going to go back when this industry actually found us. I was 2 years into my new career being a stay-at-home mom. It's all I ever wanted to do was just stay at home and be with the kids. And Todd was living out his dream being a high school football coach. And, we had downsized and prepared for that life, but I don't care how much you downsize and prepare for it. It just seems like life just kept throwing something at you, whether it be the washer or dryer just went out or the car needs new tires. And it just seemed like not that we could not necessarily just get ahead. We were just living paycheck to paycheck. So those things really would set us back. And, we lived in a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house rented from the school system. We had one car between us, and literally our driveway, I remember this, our driveway was closer than the teacher's parking lot to the school. So Todd walked to work every single day. He would come home at lunch, and the practice field was in my backyard. So I could actually look out my kitchen window and see where we were at in practice and when to have dinner ready. So that was our life. I mean, Todd ate, slept, and breathed football. And, that was kind of where when this industry found us, we had kind of gotten into we'd come off a really hard football season. And I just remember I had been praying for Todd that whole season. I was praying, God, just show us your will, whatever that will be. If it's changing schools, I didn't put a name on the school. I just kind of knew it'd be football, right? And we had gone home. We were living in Fort Smith, Arkansas at the time. And we had gone home to Memphis, Tennessee, and we were staying at his parents' house for Christmas. And his dad said, I need you guys to go to the country club. We're going to take a look at a business. And I had no interest in going. But Todd's mom said these magic words to me: I'll babysit. And I said, I am there. We are going. So that was our kind of introduction into this world. We weren't looking for it, but here I was praying for something. And then we go and take a look at this business. And the funny thing is when we left out of there that night, we didn't even talk about it. We went and had chips and dip at the Mexican restaurant, and then we went home because that's all we could afford. And nothing else was talked about. And, Todd just knew he was so busy coaching that to bring something extra into our life, we weren't quite sure how that would happen. And so we go back home to Fort Smith in January, and Todd's dad gave us a call and said, I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to put you and your sister in, and, we'll see what we can build. And that was kind of like our introduction into it. And Todd started kind of slowly growing his mind a little bit, reading books, kind of learning more and more about the industry. And about 6 months into it, we started kind of making a little bit of money. We didn't make big money, and we got a lot of no's. But I will say this, I just remember laughing kind of out loud. And I just remember saying, Todd, I have been praying for you all this whole school season, this football season. And he said, really? I said, yeah. And I said, and God brings us network marketing. You cannot tell me he does not have a sense of humor. It was just like, really? You bring us network marketing? I mean, we are so ingrained in football. That's all we know. And you're going to bring us something else? And so Todd goes, he right back at me. He said, I've been praying for something too. And I said, really? So here we were both praying, but we weren't actively looking, so we just assumed it would be in football, and so that was kind of our introduction into it, and our start into this industry.
Well, that's incredible. I think, what I just heard, the parallels between you and Robin, in that you were praying for something, right? I think about myself. I was going to bed every night crying and praying, had no idea that I was praying for this. Actually, would have, if I was given a list of things that I wanted, I would have, this wouldn't have made it on there, because you don't know what you don't know, right? So I love
Right.
that we got to be, if we're praying, we got to be open to the answer, right, that we get. So now I know that throughout the years, your business has, it grew, it's done some crazy things. And with that, you've had your role kind of evolve and change. And, will you just kind of talk to us a little bit about your role in the business and kind of what that looked like throughout the years?
Yeah, when we first started, because we had, I think our oldest was 5 or 6 at the time, 6, and then we had a 1-year-old and a newborn. So they were 12 and a half months apart. So needless to say, when we first got started, Todd really truly ate, slept, and breathed football. And I literally took care of everything at the house and took care of the kids. And that was just kind of that was our roles. So we kind of took those same roles and incorporated into our business. But and so when we first got started, Todd would go out on the road, and he was the one that was really working it for just kind of by himself for a long time. And then I kind of, as the kids kind of kept, they were growing, I kind of started like maybe returning some emails for them, or returning some phone calls for them here or there, maybe when the kids were asleep. And then as the years went on, I might start actually, getting on, helping him return phone calls, and then, doing his calendar for him, different things like that. But I was always kind of behind the scenes for a long, long time. And then towards the middle to the end, we kind of he really started saying, okay, I really kind of need your help out here. And I'm like, wait a minute, what? No, I'm comfortable here. And this is where, but if anybody, y'all know Todd Rowland, he likes to push you out there without a parachute sometimes. So and I did it, but it was hard at first. But so, my role just depends on the seasons of where our life was with our kids, depending on where my need was and where Todd's, where he was at too. So I just kind of, maneuvered in and out between the different roles. I never stayed in one role very long. It just, like I said, it always kind of depended on the seasons of our life.
Well, what I love the most about that is, sometimes we can get, sometimes I can get caught up in my role, right? And I don't realize all that it takes in my household for my role to be possible. And so we have these unsung heroes that are supporting the whole foundation. And sometimes we can be a little guilty of, wanting to push our partners into different roles or different positions, but realizing that we could not do what we do if we didn't have people supporting us in all the different realms. And I will say that is one of the gifts that is Todd Rowland, is that I think when he looks at people, he looks at I'm going to butcher this. I don't know the right way to say this really, but he looks at the best version of that person. I really think that when he looks at people, that is what Todd sees. He sees the highest potential. And then it's go do it, because I know what's possible for you. And that's truly a gift to have that vision of the people around him. I think it's a gift for the people, because don't you want to live up to what Todd sees in you, right? He's really great at that. So that is a great strength that you have in your household. I love it. So you kind of talked about this. He's got it. He definitely has it. So you talked to us a little bit about the beginning and the struggles and where you started, but will you let us all dream build a little bit through the Rowland family of some of the perks and the rewards and what you were able to achieve?
The one thing that we were able to do, and we kind of, when we decided to go do this full time, we took our same work ethic that we had coaching and teaching when Todd was coaching into this. I mean, if we're going to work hard for somebody, why not work harder for ourselves and our family? So we decided that, we're just going to carry that over and just keep that going. And so we kind of stayed in those roles, kind of stayed in football season 24/7 for the next, we gave ourselves 3 or 4 or 5 years, and then we would look up and evaluate where we were. So we were able to kind of create a life that we own. I mean, we own our own lives. We decide for ourselves when we want to take off, where we want to go on vacation, how long we want to go on vacation. I mean, before it was the school system. We only got 2 weeks off at Christmas, and we got 1 or 2 weeks off in May, right before football season, summer started, and right after football season in December. I mean, and literally you better be going to December if you're going to have a job next year. So now where we're at, fast forward to where what we've been able to create is we don't have a box over us anymore. And I love that, because now we carry that over to our kids, and we've been able to create that life for them and decide, live it on our terms. I mean, why not? It's your life. Why not own it? And that's what we sat down at the very beginning of our business, and we dreamed out, we wrote out what we wanted from this company that we couldn't get coaching and teaching. Otherwise, that's what he would do, is go back to coaching and teaching. And that was to buy some land, build a house, and be debt free. That was it. Mm. And so that's what we set out for. And then that's now what we get to live out. And I love that. So we didn't have to, we didn't even put our kids in a box. Like, you can only go to this school. You got to stay in state. You can't go out of state. I mean, you just kind of teach them to dream big and go and just think outside that box also. So that's kind of what, being able to take your kids and go, we went and spent 30 days at the Cayman Islands. To be able to go do that, we could have never done that coaching and teaching, but we were able to do that, take our kids. Todd's parents came down and spent a week and flew them back. And so it was just life on our terms. Why not,
Well, you got me emotional. So we all knew it was going to happen, but is that not, like, I love options for myself, right? Like, options are my love language. And I love that you and Todd created options for yourselves. But man, as a parent, like, isn't what we want in this world is to create options for our babies, right? Like I've said from the beginning, I want my kids to go to college, but I want them to go to the college that they want to, right? Like, I picked the cheapest college that was in state that I could afford one semester of tuition. Like, that's how I did it. So I worked for the summer to pay the first semester of tuition. Then I worked that semester to pay the next semester of tuition. And that does not make for a fun college experience, because you're working full time in order to pay to go to school, right? That's stressful. I don't want that for my babies. I want them to pick the school that is where they want for the career that they want. I want to pick them to pick the career that sounds the most exciting or fun or fulfilling for them. That's not dangerous. So, like, I love that you have created a legacy for your family, because I would think that really helped them grow their personalities. Like, it helped develop who they are, because if you grew up thinking that everything was an option, everything's an option. Like, what an incredible gift that you've given them. So thank you for that. And in that, I
was going to say, and it's allowed us to be full-time parents. I mean, we never missed a ball game. We never missed a volleyball. I mean, be in the middle of the day. It didn't matter. It could be all weekend. And we were the parents that all the kids loaded up in our cars because their parents were at work, and we would take them out to eat afterwards because their parents weren't there. So, I mean, there's so much more to just, what you create, what it really frees you up and allows you to be. And I love that, what we've been able to do for our kids. And we want our kids to be able to do that for their kids. And so our grandkids.
Oh, well, that is so beautiful. And you gave 2 tips in there. I don't know if everybody caught it. But I had I was listening really close. So one of the tips was that she said that they employed themselves. That wasn't your exact words, but you kept your football season, your football work ethic, and put it into network marketing. And I think sometimes one of the hardest things about what we do is employing ourselves, because we can sleep in, right? Like Saturday morning, I could sleep in, or, whatever. I could take off Sunday, I could take off, but that's not going to get me the options for my babies, right? So we've got to keep that work ethic. So I love that. And then the second thing that you said was that you guys sat down together and you created some dreams together. You created that vision of what you wanted this industry to do for you. And I know we spoke earlier and you said that you put that all over your house. And so you had something.
He did. He put it in the kitchen. He put it in the bathroom. He put it in the bedroom and in our office and in the car. He had it and on his football notebook. he had it on the front of it. It was of his playbook. It was on the very front of it. I remember it. Yep, he put it everywhere.
Well, guys, I'll tell you, I'm taking those keys. I'm bringing them with me, because I'll tell you, I want that for my family. What you have created for yours. So, Ashley, thank you so much for jumping on here with us tonight. Thank you for all your wisdom that you just fed us and your time on a Sunday when you have options, right? Like you don't have to be here. So thank you so much. That was phenomenal. Greatly appreciate you. We have a little delay, so I keep interrupting you. I'm so sorry. But I greatly appreciate you, appreciate your time. And guys, thank you for jumping on with us this evening. Always appreciate everybody tuning in with us and cannot wait to see you next Sunday and all week long with the Coaches Corner. So thank you, Ashley. You have a great night. Robin, thank you so much. Appreciate you. And we'll see you guys all next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.